This week on the Fifth Trooper podcast.
First week, Snow Troopers. Second week, Snow Troopers. Third week, Snow Troopers. Week 4, 3 Snow Troopers.
I could have done that, yeah, sure.
Welcome
you know what?
to Syracuse.
Welcome to the Fifth Trooper podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Fifth Trooper podcast, where we talk, amongst other things, but mostly about Legion. My name is Jay Shalansky, and I am joined by Evan Bulris.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Or welcome for the first time, depending on who you are. I don't know who you are, who's listening. I know some of you, but not all of you. But thanks for listening and tuning in. So today, we're going to talk a couple different things. This was another huge week for Legion.
Yeah, no, geez.
That seems to be happening more and more.
It's
like
good.
every week seems to be something.
It's I feel bad because Rune Wars kind of like doesn't get any more information anymore, and Armada doesn't, but we do now. We get I get X-Wing and I get our Legion. It's great.
Well, it's like whenever you have a new kid, you like that one the best for a while until.
Hey, he's picking up an old cigarette butt. It's fine.
That's right. Yeah. Well, forget that other kid. This one's the best kid. So we're going to be talking about some of the announcements this week. We were at PAX, if you didn't know, because we only literally talked about it on every podcast for the last 5 episodes. But we were there. We'll give you the lowdown on what happened there. We're going to also, the next thing, actually, I'll just transition right into this. So I don't know what you guys out there in podcast land celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or some other nonsense thing. We're here for you, and we're going to have a massive giveaway. That's right, you heard me right, a giveaway. So what's different about this one is each week for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be giving away something every week. So for week 1, we're giving away a laser cannon, the 1.4 FD laser cannon. That's week 1. Week 2, Snow Troopers. Week 3, we're giving away Scouts, the Imperial Scouts. And then week 4, we're giving away a core set, the whole thing, all wrapped up. I haven't opened it. I promise I didn't touch anything or take anything out.
Can vouch for vacuum seals.
And so basically, for any of you who have been listening and you entered into one of our other contests, like I was doing that thing like, hey man, like us here, follow us here, do this. We're not doing any of that crap. What we're doing is we're asking a silly question beforehand that's like, hey, what's your favorite unit? What are you looking forward most to playing? And then your name and emails so that we can get a hold of you if you win. We will basically they run Wednesday to Wednesday. So as you're listening to the first one will be live for the laser cannon. We'll pick the winner the following Wednesday. It'll be probably after we record the podcast, unfortunately, but I will notify you, and then each subsequent podcast will announce the winner of each week. But totally free. We're not looking for you to like anything. We're not looking for any special stuff. Just answer a dumb question and give us your name and email so I can contact you and mail it out to you. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, blessed Kwanzaa, and anything else that you celebrate. We're here for you, and it's Christmas at Fifth Trooper's house.
Sometimes I feel like it should just be all Snow Troopers the way it's been up here lately.
Yeah.
Just first week, Snow Troopers. Second week, Snow Troopers. Third week, Snow Troopers. Week 4, 3 Snow Troopers.
I could have done that. Yeah, sure.
Welcome
you know what?
To Syracuse.
I'm changing it. It's all Snow Troopers. Ignore what I just said, everybody. Snow Troopers, 4 weeks in a row.
Nothing but Snow Troopers.
Because if you're playing Rebels, you're dead to us.
Wah, wah. At least until Chewie comes out.
I shook my head no for those of you not watching on the YouTube. But yeah, so we're just, listen, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. We met a bunch of you at PAX, and this is just us saying thank you for listening. Like, it's been, this is our week 15. I know that number seems small, but it's a big milestone. We've been doing this for almost 4 months, coming on 4 months now, and it's going strong, and the feedback has been wonderful from the community. And so, you know what? We wanna say thank you, and we're gonna toss you some free stuff. and you'll enjoy it. And it's also from Notorious Scoundrels too, since they're part of our network. So you guys will have a good time with that and blah blah blah, free stuff.
Hey, free stuff.
Blah blah blah, free stuff.
Free.
All right. So up next, Yavin Team League. So for those of you who don't know what this is, but have heard us talking about it, basically, there was Invader League, which was all on Tabletop Simulator. And you got on there, you played other people digitally from your home in your underwear if you wanted. And it went really well. So the guys over at Notorious Scoundrels, specifically Endless from Yavin Base, they decided to do a team league version. And so basically, I think we got 16 teams right now. There's 3 of us on a team, and you play each one of you will play a match against the other team, and then best 2 out of 3, and then that team advances. And I'm excited about this. Some of the best players out there that we know of right now. That's going to change because the game, it's only year 1, right? And we'll see what happens year 2. But right now, some of the best players in the game are playing in this team league. It's going to be crazy. The stakes are high. Like, I think first place is like $150.
No, okay,
just straight up cash.
Yeah.
And second and third is some ridiculous thing, plus like bonus cards and all kinds of crap. The guy who Tyrion, who designed and built the simulator, the Legion one, he's playing in the tournament.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool.
Let's see who else. Kingsley, he's one of the best guys right now. He won both Invader Leagues. He's got a team. The guy that came in second place this year has got a team. Notorious Scoundrels have a team. LJ Talk Polite, he's the guy that we interviewed a couple episodes ago. He's got a team with some of the admins. I mean, it is like the who's who. Stabcast, one of the other podcasts, they've got a team. Like, it's going to be off the hook. And I think like it's already started, like some of the trash talk and stuff. It's going to be beautiful. And I believe we're streaming some on Twitch, and so you can check them out there. If any of our games are on Twitch, we'll let you know, and we'll give you a link to check it out.
No, sure. I mean, so I just installed Tabletop Simulator today, actually, and I got the Legion installed, and honestly, it really was pretty easy and pretty seamless. Tabletop Simulator wasn't on sale, and the one thing on Steam that was on sale, but it was only $20, so like whatever, But just doing the Legion add-on was really easy. It has a ton of just like easy, like remove 1 suppression at the end of the turn, does it for the table. Remove extra token button. Gives you terrain, gives you preset up table. So even if you just want to like, this is my first experience, so I'm geeking out just a little bit because it was pretty cool. Because I never kind of got into it. Even if you just wanted, you can do like hot seat. So like, let's say you just got one computer and you and your friend want to play Legion. Legion's not really a game you need to both be at the computer at the same time for. So if you just wanted to like take turns with your buddy, you put it up. There's even pre-made maps, like one's like Vader's landing shuttle on Mustafar, and you just put the guys around. Like, it's real easy to move. They did a really great job on that. It's actually, it blew my mind because I'm used to old early Tabletop Simulator stuff. It was really janky and bad. And so I wasn't really looking forward to it. But after I got installed and everything just kind of like works pretty well, I'm impressed. Yeah.
It's good. I'm sorry. I'm going to detour here. I forgot to tell you guys where to go for the giveaway. I just realized it.
Oh, that'd be important.
thefifthtrooper.com/giveaway. Or if you just go to thefifthtrooper.com, you'll see the giveaway thing in the menu. thefifthtrooper.com/giveaway. Sorry for the abrupt brick wall I just put up into that conversation, but it just hit me that I didn't even say that out loud. So.
Oh, there you go. That's some good information.
I hope you didn't stop listening immediately after I told you that. And
done. See ya. Bye.
But maybe you don't deserve it anyway, there, guy. Anyways, I'm sorry. So, Yavin Team League, Tabletop Simulator. I absolutely think it's worth for the sheer fact of practice alone.
This is cool, man. Like, it's a cool to try out units because they have like a lot of early stuff in there too. Everything's so I recommend just messing around with it for a while just to see how it works.
Yep.
But no, it's super cool to have like pretty close. It's pretty close to the real thing, right? Like it's almost there.
It's closer than you would think.
Yeah, no, seriously. And plus, there's a tabletop. There's so many things you can get for Tabletop Simulator that like, in Legion's free.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so you're $20 and you're in. So I'll definitely be monkeying around with it on breaks at work or like just when I get home because this is cool. Like, I think it's really neat.
Yeah, and if you're on the Legion Discord, there is a Yavin Team League channel, and they got like where they'll do the streams and everything, and also you could see some of the conversation going on. Go check it out.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think it's definitely worth watching a couple games, especially of some of the good guys, and just seeing how some of the pros are playing this game.
Yeah, no, because you can get line of sight and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty easy to get like the eye view that you want for like a real Legion game. I'm saying all locks. I'm just trying to think of all the other cool stuff to say about this, but no, it's neat, man. It's
we've officially converted Evan. He's super high on it.
I used to be
now.
really against it deep down because I prefer just playing on a table with a real person.
I get it,
and I feel like you lose a lot of like nuances when you're doing that.
Yep.
But considering I don't have to, I can just jump on and probably find someone to play.
Yep.
Which is neat, and I really need to get more active in the Discord channel. I just kind of read through like an everything post or what's going on. I read the article, like news, but you can always find someone to play. Like it's good. It's real good.
Well, yeah, that's the big thing. Like, especially up here for us, I know some of you guys don't live here, but like we live in a very snowy area, and sometimes it's hard to travel. And so it's like, if Evan and I were planning on playing Legion, tonight, and the weather's bad, I can just be like, just hop on tabletop and we'll just play there.
And it's more than good enough, right? Like,
yeah,
good enough
I think it's great.
Just getting by, but like early days of Vassal and X-Wing were real rough.
Yeah.
When you're doing like the simulator for that.
Yep.
But this is just way better. The board layouts are cool. No, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's very amazing. So highly recommend check that out. Check out the team league, Yavin Team League. Yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that.
One more note I like about it. All its
ahead.
range just said to be what it is. Just hover over it. This is heavy.
That is
no
the
more
really
like
neat part.
No more like, well, I think it's this. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's this. Just this is it. This is heavy. This is it.
Yeah, and the way they do range with circles
Mhm.
as well, and then it'll highlight the other units to say, hey, these are range 3, these are range 4. And I get it. Like that takes some of the complexities out of it, but for a computer game, you kind of need to add that stuff in.
Well, and then when you're playing Legion for realsies, measuring aiming is free all the time anyway, just not the movement templates, right? Once you put a movement template on the table, you're committed to it. But
Yes.
you can measure anything forever, whatever, right? Like the ranges. So it's fine, right? Like it's
great.
It's good.
It's great. So that's that. That's Team League. We'll be doing that. I think it's the next 6 weeks. 6 weeks, I think. So we'll keep you guys posted on how we're doing on that. And then moving forward, speaking of, just real quick before I move forward. So if you're not listening to Notorious Scoundrels, our sister podcast, yesterday for you, they put up a new episode and they interviewed Kingsley. He's the Invader League champ 2 years in a row. Highly recommend you listen to at least just the interview. He has some incredible insight into playing Legion competitively, how to think about things. Like one of the things, just a little spoiler here, he talks about is understanding Luke's charge. And understanding that a 2 movement is like a few centimeters under what a range tool is. Mm-hmm. So when you're out there playing, you should be able to measure 2 range tools and see that Luke can't charge you and he's just got some brilliant insights into the game.
Yeah.
And just being aware of your space. So I just go listen to that. Mm-hmm. He's incredibly intelligent on the matter. So
that was a good episode.
Yeah. So let's go. So PAX Unplugged. Like I'm sure you all know, and quite frankly, we met a number of you that listen, and I'll do some shout outs. You know what? I'm gonna do them now.
Okay, do it.
All right. So we got we had some friends from the Miami area, specifically Ed. You know who you are. You're the best. guy.
Dude.
Shout out. I don't like your friend. No, I'm just kidding. No. Ed and his friend Matt were there. They were great. Also, who else did we meet? We met Gordon Chase. He came in second. Great dude. He's amazing. He's from Virginia area. Good dude. Dashes from Notorious Scoundrels was there. So that was awesome to hang out and play with him. We met, Chase and everybody. I just wanted to shout out to a bunch of the guys that I met, listeners, and just say thank you for listening. And there's your shout out and your, 10 seconds? 10 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, boys.
You're podcast famous now.
Yep. So there you go for the 10 people that listen to this thing. So, anyway, so let's chat. Let's start with the Legion tournament. Okay. So the tournament went off.
Sure did.
I don't know if you guys remember, we were campaigning to get it extended to 32 to get a bigger tournament going. All these people said they wanted to play. PAX obliged. They asked me to help TO because of the bigger thing.
Yeah.
We set up 16 tables with all the terrain we could find at PAX. I literally emptied them out of terrain. And shout out to Adam, our other TO. He was a great dude. He looked out for us when we were in Philly and gave us some cool tips and stuff on Philly, and he was just really kind. And so he was a great guy. So just Adam, shout out. And so we set up 16 tables. We were ready. We were raring, and 17 people showed up out of 29 or 30 that were registered.
Yeah.
So it was a little disappointing, but I have to say the guys that showed up were great. I had a fantastic time. I have to say I was a little worried because because it was PAX, there's a bunch of stuff going on. So I think I woke up at 6, and I was we drove in the day before. I was up at 6. We got there at 9:30. I'd been playing games until 1:30, and then I started setting up for Legion, which started at 4. And I was like, this is gonna be a rough day. I thought all the people that were there were just so freaking cool and awesome, and I had so much energy just being around those guys, and I just had a really, really good time. We have a great community, amazing.
Yeah.
Evan didn't play. He was busy. No, he was busy playing X-Wing. He did have some things he was going after. So
yeah, it was unfortunate because I was on the brink when the tournament started. I was 2-1. And if I had won my next 3 games, I would have made day 2.
Right.
And if I had been 2-2 at that point, I probably would have dumped.
So explain to them what day 2. So what would that have meant for you?
Oh, sure.
For X-Wing.
Okay. So, to make it with the number of people we had over 100 something. I don't remember the exact, but it was over 120. So we had to do 5 and 1s would make it. So that's win 5, lose 1, and you could still make the second day.
Yep.
And that brings you to, and then when you make the second day, you get some extra prizes because that's X-Wing's just tiers of prizes more or less. And then if you, depending on how many games you won, the first time you lose, you're out on day 2.
Okay.
But depending on how many games you won, you get that many buys for what's called the hyperspace qualifier. And if you can go undefeated in that, you get a ticket to Worlds. So top 8 get a ticket to Worlds.
So was the hyperspace qualifier at PAX too?
Yeah.
Oh, was that Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Saturday.
Saturday.
It was Saturday. So Friday was X-Wing all day.
Yep.
And then once I realized I went 2-2, then the Legion tournament started. I'm like,
yeah,
I'll just. I had a real bad. It was 3-3. I made even, but I just farmed tickets. That's how they do it there for X-Wings. You get tickets, you turn them in for prizes. But if you made day 2, you got some extra stuff, and then all the stuff. If you got top 16 and 32, were awesome. Didn't get this year, but there's going to be another open in Toronto around February-ish, and then another one at Adepticon for another chance to win that, but also there's the maximum firepower event for Legion.
Right.
It's if Fantasy Flight's listening, and I hope you are, please don't put X-Wing and Legion days on the same day because a lot of
I will. Yeah, I'll tell you right now they're the same players. Almost.
Yeah, and we're both in it because I like I play both games because I love Star Wars.
Yeah,
and if let's say I loved the Flintstones and they made a Flintstones flying game, and a Flintstones combat game, I'm in both, right? It's just what it is. So it really stinks to have to say hey, I gotta stop playing this game even though I'm doing pretty good. To if I don't, I'm just not doing any more games of it. So that really stinks. Because I don't want to choose. I want to be able to do both. And I know everybody wishes they could do both. But I feel like it wouldn't be that bad to schedule that. So it's kind of a bummer. I did want to play Legion, but I was at like a crux point where I've won before.
Yeah.
When if you lose and you just kind of win your games up, but it just didn't work out. Met a lot of great guys again at the X-Wing tournament. I'm glad I got to see a lot of the guys at the Legion, even though I didn't play. I kind of
I think just to tie this back to the Legion tournament, I think that's what happened to a lot of people is that they registered for the Legion tournament, and then what happened was there was X-Wing, there was L5R, there was Keyforge, there was a ton of stuff going off, all at similar times. So I'm sure some of them were like, you know what, the Legion's not. It's just a fun event.
If it was a maximum firepower.
Oh yeah, we would have had.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
And not to say that the prizes weren't cool. That the people won like those sweet spot gloss stormtroopers.
Yeah, so the top 3 got spot gloss stormtroopers, and then the rest of us got standing orders full art,
which is cool. They're fine. But like it's not that ticket to Adepticon.
No.
Right. So then I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, should I dump? Should I go? I'm like, I still got a chance to win this, but if I dump, I've really nothing in it for, like, besides meeting the cool people, like but nothing in it for me, like winning the games.
Yeah, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed in prize support. I was, and I think it could have been if we had better prize support. Like LVO, it's gonna be ridiculous. Like LJ is doing a crazy good job. If you haven't been keeping up on what's going on at LVO, the Las Vegas Open, it's ridiculous. Like there's doorbusters, there's like drawings if you play all 4 rounds. Nuts. There's like everyone's gonna get like poker chip order tokens. Like it's freaking crazy. And I think Impact X just added some stuff for Nick Freeman. He just added some stuff. Like I think he's gonna reprint the 2 cards there that got errated. Yeah. Like it's gonna be nuts. Just showing up is gonna be nuts.
So that's the difference between like a fan of, like, it's not a fan event there, but it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's a maximum firepower official thing, but it's also a fan event. It's not just like, whereas like a maximum firepower at, let's say, PAX or something would just be no fan support. Just
at Nova.
Yeah.
Nova's an example, right?
This is what you get. This is what you get.
Right.
And nothing against any of the people who have to run it, or like the Cascade, nothing against Cascade or the volunteers for Nova. They do their best with what they got. They just weren't given much, right? Like
it is not their fault. No,
yeah, 100% no.
Well, it might be somebody's fault, but I mean, listen, I'm not. I don't want to trash. I just here it is. If you're an organizer, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but let's say you know an organizer. Here's the deal. Even store level, I'm gonna go down to the store level. This is a great game. There's a lot of people that are playing. This community is amazing. Like, up your game on prize support, because
it's funny you say that. So it's like you talk to a lot of store owners, like, well, people are buying it. Like, we sell out of the new stuff like 2 or 3 times, but no one's. It's, again, I keep referencing X-Wing, but it has the same life cycle where people were buying it, but no one was playing it. In stores, it took a while for that store scene to happen.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is just like getting its legs yet.
Here's just a crazy idea. I'll just throw out there, right? Like, you tell me, hey man, you play this game, and I'm like, yeah. There's a tournament this weekend at your local store. Oh, cool. What's the prize? Some cards. Some full art cards. Not everyone's down with that. Us geeks, like hardcore Legion geeks, we're into that hardcore. But you get a casual guy, he's gonna be like, I don't care. You tell that same guy, first place gets $50.
Yeah.
That's a different story, man.
It very much is.
And so I get it, but like most stores are charging $5-10 to get in. You know, that's $80. Let's say you get 50 to the first place winner. You made $30.
Yeah.
It's just my thought. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I don't disagree with like the store credit approach, or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
But it's true though, right? I think if the game just needs to get more of that bulkhead behind it, we'll see more people show up.
I think what we're gonna see is fans, guys like us, are going to start throwing our own tournaments with real prizes, and I think that's how it's going to work.
That's how it started with, the other game.
Yeah.
Also, we need another movie. That brought a lot of people in for X-Wing.
Yeah, next year, right?
Yeah, if we get if they did another movie or they do another another big search for X-Wings when we did the First Order and the Resistance back when those came.
Yeah.
And because people want to play the new stuff.
And we're going
right?
to get that surge soon.
Yeah,
right?
we'll get it with the clones. I imagine those are, they said they're coming, just who knows when.
Yeah.
But the clones of droids will bring big. Everyone's like, who doesn't want to push around a bunch of droids? Because that's just cool. So it's a matter of time. Like, it's selling well enough that I don't think you'll see like a lack of interest from the company. But we just need more stuff. Like, it's coming.
Okay, so we'll get off our soapbox there. But PAX was great. Loved everybody I met. It was a great time.
Oh, awesome time.
So for those of you wondering, the top 2 lists went 3-0. The first list, his name's Matt Kish. I believe he went. Orc from Notorious Scoundrels. He met him at Nova, and I'm pretty sure he went undefeated at Nova as well. And our second place guy, Gordon, he went undefeated at Nova as well.
Yeah.
And so first place was Boba Luke, or Boba Vader, Veers, 3 troopers and 2 snipers, I want to say. It was a wackadoo list. But it got first place.
It's a lot of damage.
So he did something right. And I gotta look it up here, but
so the guy who got second at PAX here, he beat me up at Nova. So it was cool.
Really?
Yeah, we had a good match. He was like, "Oh, this is the first time I'm playing Imperials." I'm like, "All right, well, I play Imperials all the time. This should be an easy match." And he just like straight flattened me. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, sir. I'll move on to my next table."
Yeah, and then Gordon. So this from Orc. Gordon was running Han Luke, 6 corps, 2 snipers, and a rotary RT. So I think it went well. The lists were all over the place. Like, I didn't see anything. I mean, even look at the 2 winners, right? That's a pretty unusual
unorthodox list.
Yeah, they were all wackadoo. One thing you should all know is I ran double air speeders. It didn't do great. I went 0-3. I will say this though.
You'll die a legend, Jay.
Actually, I posted pictures on the Discord, and somebody was like, "What madman is playing 2 air speeders?" I was like, "Oh, that's me." So here's the thing. I thought it would be fun. I wanted to see what they could do. I've played Rebels. I guess somebody reminded me that I played Rebels casually once, but I've never played them in a tournament before. I wanted to feel the air speeders and see what they do. I have to say my first 2 games were really close. Really, really close. I think a couple dice rolls and it could have gone either way. So that being said, I didn't feel terrible, but I did play a really good. Raul was my third. He's one of the guys from Northern Virginia, DC, and he just smashed me in the mouth. Like, he had like 11 activations.
Oh, man.
He had 11, and I was done by that time anyways, because it was like freaking midnight.
Yeah,
and so
dude.
like I was like, Dash from Notorious Scoundrels, he was really funny. So I made one move, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, doesn't matter at this point. I'm flying 2 air speeders. Like, does any of this matter?
I'll it's funny you say midnight. I'll throw us in here real quick. If you're gonna do a Legion tournament, please start it early.
Yeah,
please start it
for
early.
sure.
4:00 in the afternoon was pretty rough by the time we got out at like 11:30.
But yeah, so by the 3rd round, I actually wanted to go last place because we had picked we picked a really funny last place prize. So it was an airspeeder that we all signed.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, the worst unit was the last place prize, and I was like so excited. I was like, now I need to get that, and I came in second to last. I was almost there, guys. Almost.
You couldn't even lose hard enough.
But dude, I had a blast. PAX. So that was Legion.
We played a ton of Keyforge.
Oh my God, dude,
we did all sorts of stuff.
Keyforge, guys. I'm real talk for a second. Keyforge is amazing, and I'm going to tell you why. It is an easy game. It's
Very
a quick
easy.
game.
Very quick.
So if you're at a Legion tournament or whatever other
Great
game you
side
play,
game, yeah.
X-Wing, whatever you're at, and you've got like an hour and a half to blow and you don't know what to do, go play Keyforge. It's a blast.
You can get a whole Keyforge tournament done in an hour and a half.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it's funny, I used to, just on this Keyforge tangent super quick.
Yeah.
We check them. We got, everyone's like, oh, well, you're going to be stuck buying all these decks. I'm in $40 and I found the deck I want to play for forever. Like, I'm good with, like, I bought 2 to start and I did one more after that. And then I did a seal, just buy and go. And actually, my first game with it was you, and it was down to a lucky random super card draw.
Yeah.
But I was playing, and I'm like, wow, this thing's trash. And the more I played, I'm like, wait. And
well, I think what happened was when you played me in that first round, my deck was really good too. And so you're like, this isn't good.
Yeah,
and then,
like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
I'm watching you just steamroll me. Then I flipped around, but it was such a crazy close game.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I got that deck, and I had as a PAX, I had the guys from Shop and sit down, sign a couple of the cards. And I'm like, this is it. I'm good. Like, I don't need any more. Like, you can either buy a ton and then have a ton to choose from, or you can just buy 2 or 3 and then you're good. So perfect side game. Like, it's great. You got your primary game like Legion.
Yep.
And then you can buy a couple Keyforge decks and just put in $20 and you're good forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. What else about PAX? Lessons learned for me personally. As prepared as I thought I was. As far as like water, food go, I was ill prepared for that. Like,
yeah, we were too. We had I forgot to bring a case of water with me.
Yeah,
because $6 a Gatorade in the convention center was riot starting.
I will say the only difference was because it was in Philly Convention Center, the market was right across the street, so you could literally just run over there and get stuff for a reasonable price. But like, even with that, like I brought a case of water and I was carrying waters with me. It was just like I went through it so fast.
It was just insane amount of stuff.
But
in there.
I think I generally drink more water than most people, and I attribute my water intake to the fact that I didn't get con crud. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm like hungover a little bit. I'm just tired from like all the driving and sleeping on a cot and that kind of thing. But I don't feel like sick. No. Right? Like I drank a ton of water.
Yep.
I didn't like. There's food around if you were willing to pay for it. It wasn't like when we go to like another place, but it was all it's expensive, right?
It always is.
You go through security. Like, do I want to go across? Do I want to leave for food or just deal with the high prices here?
Yep.
They'll just buy it here.
And I'd say out of all the conventions I've been to, the Pennsylvania Convention Center is probably one of the better ones I've been to.
Ton of bathrooms, like food and water, just about anywhere you can get it.
Yeah.
Like,
so listen, the prices were outlandish.
Yeah.
Not outstanding. That would have been good. Outlandish is the word I was looking for. But they were available, and so you could go get I could go run between a Legion tournament between sessions. I could run up, grab like a couple water bottles for a bunch of us, and come back. And yeah, it cost me a little bit more. It's like $3 or $4 a bottle of water, but I was done, and I had the water, and it was better than nothing. So
that's the biggest thing is, but if you get a chance, PAX, just a great event. Always, yeah. It's not from. If you're listening from Syracuse area, it's about 4 hours. Yeah. But otherwise, it's
Philly's an amazing town.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like downtown Philly was crazy. Like
so much fun.
We had to park on like the 10th floor of a car parking lot. We got there a little bit at like 9, which was late.
Yeah.
At 9:30
a.m.
Late. Yeah, a.m. which was late. So we parked on like the 10th floor of this parking garage, and when we came back at night, we're all like, pretty much felt hungover and drugged right from just all the thing, and we're just staring down these huge long rows of just like traffic. And it was great. It looked really beautiful. We all took pictures. Like, yeah. I know we sound like out of town or like city boys, but it was a good time, man. Like it was a real good time.
Yeah, I loved it. And once again, just thank you from the bottom 100%. Of my heart for everyone that came up to us and our listeners. Dude, you guys, it meant a lot to us. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for saying hi and telling us that you listen. Like, it was awesome.
It's nice to hear it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel like you do this for
myself.
An empty, no,
I do it for myself. I do it for me and for you. And that's all I did. No.
At least we listen.
Yeah, we love ourselves and we love this podcast. And, we don't care if you... No, I'm just kidding. No, thank you, everybody, for listening and saying hi. We appreciate it. All right, so enough about this crap. Let's move on. So, big freaking week.
It's time.
2 huge announcements. I'm going to do them in order of said announcement. So, we got Jin and Pathfinders, and now... which we all knew was coming once we saw Jin and the Pathfinders.
For the main event.
Yeah. Orson Granick. He looks interesting.
So it's rough. Like he's a good support character. So let's look at his card real quick. So 6 health, 2 courage, white
Yep.
dice for defense. He surges to crits and surges to defense.
Yep.
Moves 2. Got a black for melee, just 1. His pistol's pretty good. Red, black, white, range 1 to 2, pierce 1.
Yep.
So he's pretty standard. I mean, like Leia's like 3, and surge to crit 3 black. So I think Leia's probably statistically better, maybe for the pistol.
Yeah, and then he has, so he's about 90 points, it looks like.
It's pretty cheap.
So this is blurry text, but I'm going to do my best. And you can listen to Notorious Scoundrels, they do this too.
Yeah. We're just going rough over it.
He has Compel. So basically what it is after another friendly unit at range 1 to 2 rallies, if it is suppressed but not panicked, it may gain 1 suppression token to perform a free move action.
Which is real good.
Yep.
Combine that with like duck and cover. Right? Like, oh no, duck and cover would be bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't combine that with duck and cover. But like the Imperial Guard who can just when they get ordered an issue, they can just get rid of it, right?
And then he has Entourage, Imperial Death Troopers, he has Sharpshooter 1, and then he has something called Cunning, and it says, when your commander specific command cards are played, if there would be a tie for priority,
You win.
yeah, you win basically.
You're considered 1 less, so
You're considered 1 fewer pip, so it's like having Han shot
pip.
first.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that, I mean, he's got some other stuff. I'm not going to try to read the other stuff, but
his the one command card that they spoiled is more or less you grab 3 random tokens from your bag, you look at them and you put them on the card, and it's very much like Thrawn's ability from Armada, where instead of pulling from the bag, you can choose to pull from one of those 3 you've got there.
yeah.
So it's like it doesn't like maximum firepower and coordinated bombardment and Luke's what's Luke's like Son of Scout? No, is it Son of Scout or the Force of my ally, Son of Skywalker?
Yeah, one of them.
It's it's really Vader's Implacable. These are all great 1-pip cards. His doesn't sound good just in comparison to like max damage and all this other stuff. But if you've got a very mixed army, let's say you pull 1 of each and you can do a clutch move, or if you pull 3 troopers, you're like, cool. Well, I know there's 3 less in the bag, and I can just go to these. I think it's actually really good. The unfortunate thing is Jin looks awesome, like super cool, got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And he just seems kind of like, I'm here too. Right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's like, he doesn't look bad by any means. He's just kind of like, we see Jin like suppressive baton, can get a gun, has danger sense 4.
So he can have
do
a
all
gun
stuff.
too. Or no, he can't.
He can't.
Sorry, I'm thinking Death Troopers, yeah.
Yeah. Death Troopers are going to be the real thing. But I'll run Krennic just because I want to yell at people. I got a Krennic bobblehead.
I think he's I would think similar to Chewie, he's like a combo card, but we'll get to Chewie then.
I think Krennic Veers would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just the 2 cheap commanders just like marching troops.
Yeah,
up.
that would be interesting.
But get maximum firepower in there.
He's super aggressive, actually, if I think about it.
Why not? You just keep. Who cares if they die, right? It's not like you're losing like Vader or Luke. Where you're like, oh, I lost my main. Oh, this is so bad. I'm so back in damage. You're like, okay, whatever. But what he comes with, these Imperial Death Troopers.
Yeah. So the Death Troopers, they have a courage of 2. They have red dice on melee, which is amazing. They surge. They have red dice for defense, and they surge for both, which is nuts.
They sure do.
They have. It looks like they have 2 weapons. They have a blaster, which is 1 to 2, and it's 2 white.
It's like a submachine gun or something.
Yeah, and then they have a rifle, which is 1 to 3, and is 1 black. So that's pretty good.
Oh, it gets better though.
So what's that first one? Disciplined 1. When you're given, that's the one where you're given an order, and you could take a suppression token off.
Yep,
that's really good. Precise 2.
Yep.
So you can reroll 4 dice.
Oh man,
dude, that's nuts.
And then ready 1.
And then ready 1. Oh
if
my
you
god.
take a standby, get a name token.
Yeah.
They start at 76 for 4 dudes with nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So these are going to be one of those troops that you probably going to want to put some stuff on. Because even there, the one card they showed, it's a grenade launcher, 1 to 2. Gives them red dice. It's a tap, and it's blast. So if nothing else, it gives them that. Oh, it's a gun upgrade, so they all get it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they all get blast 1 to 2. They can just get someone out of a bunker, which is super cool. I'm going to be running like 3 or 4 of these. I don't care if they're overpriced. I think they're great.
Yeah, and you can't really see it, but it looks like they have a DLT too, so you know that that's going to be good.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
like
it is. It
it's
looks range 1 to 4 with Impact 1. I don't even know what the dice is, but
dude, I don't care. Dude, I'm so in on these. Like their models look fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So
Krennic looks great too, but they look great.
yeah, they did a phenomenal job. They've been really up in their game lately, so congratulations, Fantasy Flight.
Yeah, I'm so hyped for these. You got
Yep.
no idea.
You guys are doing wonderful. Keep up the good work.
I just need their soundboard because they don't really talk, right? They're
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah,
like they do like whatever their death.
Yep.
They're supposed to be like zombies or something, right? Like close to it.
I think that or that's like the rumor is that they've like gone through all this stuff that they've like become the undead or something like that.
If there's a book out that explains this, please post it or recommend it because I did read Catalyst, which was the prequel to Rogue One, which explains more of like Krennic's ambitions and all the Ursos and what's going on with that. So I'd like to know if there's some other thing I could be reading to get more onto what they are.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. We can look that up for you, bud.
Dear Google.
All right, so
too far.
I went too far. Oh my god. Sorry for those of you listening. I'm using a slide deck for the presentation, and I went one slide too far. So I apologize. We're in rough shape tonight. Okay, so Chewbacca.
More hype.
Yeah, so go ahead. Why don't you tell us, since you want to be Chewbacca?
Oh man,
tell us all about it, buddy.
If I can grow up one day to be Chewbacca, that'd be so good.
You're almost there.
I know, right? If you could see me on the camera, I need a shave and a haircut pretty bad. But all right, let's go, Chewbacca.
And he's tall, so it all works out.
They gave him the walking carpet on the subtitle, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So he's got 9 health, 2 courage, surges to crits, does not surge on defense, which is a little rough. But he's got enrage 4. So while he has 4 more wound tokens, he gets the I don't care about suppression anymore, and gains charge. He gets Vader's like I can't be suppressed.
Yep.
Like icon, and he gains charge. He's expert climber, so he can just do whatever he wants, climbing over stuff. Not a problem. Guardian 3, so he can take 3 damage away from a ally, presumably whoever you've got paired with him.
Yep.
He's got teamwork with Han Solo specifically. While Han gains a dodge or an aim, he also gets that within range 1 to 2, which is pretty good. Unhindered, he doesn't care about any of that crazy ground stuff. He'll just run right through it. His melee is just called Overpower. 4 red dice. He's got 1 to 3. His Chewbacca's Bowcaster, 2 red, 2 white, Impact 1, Pierce 1. Overall, like solid stat. I'm worried. So I want to play him. I'm playing him. I'm buying him, and I'm playing Han.
Okay.
Han, Chewie, don't care how good or bad it is, just want to do it.
Sure.
I'm worried that he doesn't surge to defense, so he's only got a 1 out of 6 chance.
Yeah.
And it's some like because you know how Z6s can sometimes just roll a lot.
Yeah.
Right? It just happens. I don't know if he takes like one bad round and he's gonna need like a duck and cover to give him some suppression, right? Like just to cut hide.
But I'd say with like my worry would be with snipers.
Oh jeez.
So you're already getting Pierce 1 on the snipers, and if they roll 2, especially Imperial snipers,
you just you finally roll it. You roll that 1 out of 6. You're like, hooray! Like, oh, never mind.
I don't know. Playing, I think he might last longer than you think, because I was so that's the thing. Playing Rebs at the PAX. They weren't as squishy as I thought they were going to be, especially, I mean, I was playing them right, and I was playing them undercover and stuff. I thought that it was going to be way worse. I was oh, this is going to be real bad. Yeah. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I'm going to hold until we start seeing some people play him, but I think he might be okay.
I'm just, as a guy who plays Imperial, I'm like, wow, that's even worse than normal. But, most people, if you read articles on like Yavin Base or Impact X or any of those guys, they say he's theoretically great.
Yeah.
Right. But his cards, this is where I think he's really unique, because he's got one card that activates him and either Skywalker, Leia, or Han, depending on which card you put in.
So his one for Han, if he's with Han, he gets to pick one of Han's cards out, command cards out of the discard pile.
Great.
If he's with Leia and she performs an attack and he is not engaged and within 1 to 3 range of the defender, you can use one of his ranged weapons.
So his bowcaster.
Yeah,
Right,
with Leia. And then with Luke, you're basically you're activating Luke and he gets to attack.
Chewbacca has a face-up order token. Yeah, he may activate. So what I like about this is, so with Boba Fett, you get that, oh man, each one of these command cards is actually okay in certain situations. Like, which one should I take? They're all good.
And they only apply to Boba.
And they do only apply to Boba. So they're kind of restricting. But these, let's say you put him in with just Han. Well, you just take the one that's Han. Right? There's otherwise just no reason to.
No,
so,
and you just take the generics.
Yeah, and so if you're playing with Leia, you just take the 2 pip. Or if you're playing with Luke, you just take the 1 pip, right?
Right.
I like that because it does force a play style, but it makes that choice feel less bad without, because there's no reason to, right?
Yeah.
To take these cards. So.
Oh, and to clarify, so for the Luke one, it's if they both have order tokens, you can activate Luke, and then face up order tokens, and then if Chewbacca's is face up too, which is what the card does,
Free turn, like
he gets a free.
turn.
He gets to go.
Yeah,
he
it's
gets
like
to activate.
They both activate, but you get to do it like in a row instead of having to wait for someone else to react to you. So, and you give him like tenacity, or if he has damage, he gets an extra attack die. You give him like duck and cover, maybe.
Yeah.
You give him. He doesn't really need any of the gear so much. I mean, not that off the top of my head, but I think he's a real solid guy. And I mean, man, you just jump from like melee to melee with him. He's got charge, right? You moving 2 twice to get a free 4 dice attacks. Pretty okay.
Yeah. You could almost maybe for gear, you might want to give him that recon that gives you. So when when he deploys, he can move 1 and kind of like maybe get him into some cover or something, or get him towards an objective faster. So, because with his melee and stuff, like nobody's gonna mess with him because he literally rolls 4 dice for melee.
Yeah.
You get your troops anywhere near him, he's gonna punch a hole through him.
That is the same melee as in ATST.
Yeah.
And that's 4 red dice. I think that's like crazy good. So having to go up and rip the arms off some stormtroopers is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good. All right, so let's see what else is on the old agenda for today.
We talked about LVO.
Yeah.
We mentioned LVO coming. We did the Invader League. We got the new stuff. We have a tournament Saturday.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. So we got a local tournament at the Comic Zone in North Syracuse, New York.
Sure do.
If you have the means and the wherewithal, come on up and see us. We'll be playing in a Legion tournament. What are you doing? Don't tell me your specific list, but you going crazy on this one, or are you going to try to take this one serious?
I'll tell you my specific list.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm just doing. So I tried I did a 2 ETSD list with medium blaster.
Say that again.
I tried a 2 ATSD list.
Oh boy.
With Veers and some troopers.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought the 4 stormtroopers were just going to be hot trash on attacking, but you get a couple hits in it. All they're really there for is to just give some suppression out while the ATSTs do some killing. They came out pretty good. I'm going to drop one thing of troopers and the light blaster off each of the ATSTs in lieu of 2 snipers. I really hate snipers.
Yeah.
Like with a passion, but
sure.
I think I'm going to have to embrace the dark side because they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Just telling something to take a damage is pretty good.
Yeah. Sure is.
So 2 snipers, 2 TSTs with mortars, Veers, and just 5 troopers. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I get like 10 activations. That's a first for me.
Yeah, I am. As of today, I am still in between 2 lists. So, part of me, a very large part of me, still wants air speeders for Rebels to work.
Don't do it.
And so I have a couple list ideas, maybe not with double air speeders, but with at least one. That's a bad idea. But sure I think if I won, imagine if I won and just was like, hey, everybody.
You've got the same problem I do. Yeah, I'm like, well, this is bad. I'm going to win with it. And when I don't win, I'm like, oh, why did I lose? This is terrible.
No, I didn't. I know why I lost because I brought a ridiculous list. My other list, I'm still working on it, but I think I'm going back to Vader.
I want to try Palpatine out. Go for Palpatine.
He makes me nervous.
He sure does, but man, that nuclear blast, if you get him if you get him going. I'm waiting for that one guy One of the players at PAX mentioned this. He's like, someone's gonna do the nuclear blast one too many times, but they've already rolled attack dice. So you're like,
Yeah.
right, that's sorry, man. The dice hit the table. It's not like saying I'll do it. Oh wait, nope. I guess I'll die if I do this.
Right.
So once the dice hit,
I would say though, depending on the situation, maybe that's okay.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I really think he'd be fun. I've only got one set of Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
I really think like 2 or 3 would be fun with him.
Yeah.
Because he gets that freebie, so we might as well take advantage of getting a freebie.
Yeah, this Vader list, I'm still tweaking it. I thought about Imperial Guard, but they're just so darn expensive.
They are, and we usually play with light terrain tables, and I think they'll get eaten up.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's not we don't play on light on purpose. We just try to by the rules that the game says. Like the 25% of the table gets used,
Yeah.
and we put the stuff out. It just happens to be like what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Imperial Royal Guards, they're 75 points naked. There's 3 in the unit, so I suppose you could run them. But if you want the Electro Staff guy, it's another.
It's like 100 points.
Yeah, it's
I feel like they're good point defenders. Like if you've got a point where someone needs to walk around a wall to get to you, they really don't want to walk around to those guys.
That's true. Yep.
Because they're gonna get the beat sticks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put them in the right position. They do roll red dice. They got no surge on nothing.
No, they don't. I didn't even realize that. Yeah,
they do have Guardian too. So if you're just using them as like meat shield for Vader,
run Vader just so he can.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Those hits. I don't know. Like it's
Discipline 2. So when you issue an order, you may remove 2 suppression and charge. Maybe with some recon, get them out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're gonna run them 2 to 3, I think 1's just. I'd rather do snowtroopers with.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're I mean, especially snowtroopers are super good, and why stop doing stuff that's clearly working?
Steady is a pretty good ability.
Yeah, I think so. If you guys have been listening since the E-Web and the laser came out, I've been pretty down on them. I think I might be taking that back.
We have one guy here who uses those 1.4s. We talk about them once in a while.
Yeah.
Pretty well. I think the E-Webs, we're just not playing them right. That move and standby is a pretty good combination.
Yeah, and I was thinking, so I faced somebody with them at PAX, and I just watched them play them, and it was just like magic. And
right, you wish you had every time I've tried them, I'm like, wow, these are not great. But you watch someone else who knows how to use it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
never mind.
And they're 55 points.
It's so cheap. Who
so
cares?
It's like, I don't know. So maybe I might throw them in a list to see if I can recreate the magic.
You may not even need the extra barrage generator or anything. Just take 2.
No, I don't think you do.
For a 2 for 110, that just move and stand by. They look at a point and say you don't get to play here.
Yeah, the barrage generator, it's the 2 white and gives you an extra suppression. For the points, I think it's what is it? Here, I can
suppressive keyword's good, but since it's a tap ability,
it's only 10 points. So for 65, I don't know. And they're tapped. I think naked's better. So, they're 4 health, which is okay. They roll a red, 2 black, 2 white. I mean, they're almost speeder bikes.
Yep.
From an attack perspective.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could look at one speeder bike is about 90, probably 100 if you put a comm on it, because you're going to do that. And those are 2 for 110.
Yeah.
And you get, almost, you get 2 more hit points out of it. You're rolling red dice instead of white. You've got the same range.
And
they surge and crits instead of the hits. And if they can pivot. I don't know. I really think, I still think they're bad. As if you'd ask me right now, would I play them? I'd say probably not.
Yep.
But there's gonna be that one guy who
there always is.
Yeah, who just knows how to play them, right? And he moves them up onto a point. It's because I thought the cumbersome was really holding them back, but because it just says you can't shoot that turn, but you can still do a standby.
Yep.
So if they move in range, they have the end of movement,
and then they have Sentinel, which standby is range 3. So,
yeah.
I think I'm at, and I've been here for a while.
I think you gotta get the bid.
Yeah.
Do not take Long March.
Yeah.
And just do that.
I I think the Long March would depend on
with the one movement. It's just
yeah, but
brutal.
I think what you do is depending on the objectives, you could just like if it's like sabotage the moisture evaporators, you just move them up by each of the evaporators, and you're just like you're not coming to touch these.
Good luck. Aim, shoot, aim, shoot.
Man, I've been I don't know. I'm still trying to. It's been like this since we started the podcast, but I'm still trying to feel my way into a list. I'm still struggling. I don't know what I want.
You gotta think that maybe these two factions just aren't the ones. So there's two more
That could
coming,
be.
and they're supposed to be different enough, right?
that
Like
could
each
be.
supposed to have some faction identity. It's like with X-Wing. Like right now, there's going to be 7 factions.
Yeah.
The 3 that are out now, I don't really have any love. Like I like playing Rebels, playing Luke's cool, playing Darth Vader's cool. I don't really like them. First Order's my thing. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's my play style. I like the 2 high guys with a really low ship, the support ship. I'm just biding my time. Like with again, like we're not even a year in to Legion, right? So maybe the clones.
Yeah, maybe. I think
guys.
the other thing too is I've been a little philandering with all the lists, and that's why I'm kind of going back to Vader. After talking to a couple people like Nick and people that I've played, like Vader was I was real solid with Vader, and so I kind of moved away from him because I was trying to get points when key positions was around, but then I was also trying to maximize efficiency and maximize my total units, my activation count. But I think I'm gonna go back to Vader, and I'm really gonna try because I was really good with him, and I think I need to focus up on that again.
What's nice right now is the bid matters, but it doesn't really. Like you're not fighting for that. Like, gosh, I hope I get it, and gosh, I hope I get.
No,
right?
Yeah. So I think you're gonna see the bids are gonna drop way down again. I think if you're over 7, you're probably doing something ridiculous, and
you really, really need it because you got some gimmick going.
Yeah.
But right now, like, so key positions is fixed-ish, right? It's way better than it was.
If you have a reasonable board setup. From the TO, which I encourage all TOs to really look at that when you're setting up, like make sure that the board state is and the centerpiece is right in the center. If you have a reasonable board setup, it isn't a problem.
No, I think when Jin and the Pathfinders come out, I think like Recover the Supplies is going to be a new bid war, but only for one side, right? Like the Imperial won't really care. It's the Rebels who do.
Yeah, and one of the conversations we were all having at PAX, and I'm so sorry for whoever said it. I can't remember. I talked to so many people, but we were talking about rapid reinforcements. The change on that.
You have to now. Yeah,
it kind of makes these, and the fact that it's turn 1, it makes these laser cannons and the E-webs way stronger.
Oh yeah, because I thought it was really a weird nerf that the cannons and the E-webs couldn't take an objective. Yeah, and I get you don't want them sitting on objective the whole game, but you paid for them. Right, like you paid the 70 points for one of those cannons, or the 55 for a stationary gun that's not supposed to move. Like, to me, I felt like you did it. Okay, it's like me paying for an ATST for the artillery. I should be rewarded that I get that a vehicle can't take it, but you can if you're just gonna stand back and shoot, that's the thing. But being able to just drop behind somebody is pretty okay.
Yeah, well, with rapid reinforcements now, like even. Just maybe not even behind them, but just further up the battlefield.
Behind cover. They can drop on a barricade.
Yeah, right.
They?
So they can take cover. So dropping them further up the battlefield in a very lucrative position for you just seems way better in the first round than like trying to drop. Because you almost like after the second round, you almost have to drop behind. Like you didn't really have too much of a choice depending on your battlefield setup, but so I don't know. I'm gonna try E-webs. I'm going Vader E-webs. I'm been back and forth between all the fill in between them.
Just call it the Imperial March.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we're doing ones up the field.
Yeah, right. Snow troopers are going to be in there. Maybe Imperial guards.
Oh gosh,
I don't know. It's going to be rough, but clearly get Long March the hell out of my.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm still cleaning up that list for Saturday, but I think I'm going back to Imperial. No more fun T-47 list, and I'm gonna do my best, to try to.
I'm just pumped for Han and Chewie. I'll try them out for a while with a bunch of troopers and do a real bad job of it. Then go back to Imperial when Death Troopers come out.
Yeah,
I just
so good.
Fourth. I'll run 4 if I can.
I can't even wait.
Load it up.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care
if I get a 5 activation.
Oh God,
army.
I don't. Yeah, they're gonna be so good. And hold on, I wanted to see what slot they take up.
I like a specialist. Right?
Specialist slot, yeah. So you could run 3 of them, and then run Imperial Guards for free in that slot.
Yeah,
So, that's a lot of points, though.
Yeah,
that's almost 400 points right there.
Oh, easy without anything, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you take a chief commander and you load them up, and they just become like they almost look like an army, depending on what weapons they can, whatever that flip to the reconfigure is.
Yeah.
Let's say it's an impact.
Yeah.
That they can just deal like they just march up the field and they deal with anything. Oh, you got a vehicle, it's dead. You got troops, it's gone.
Yeah, and depending on what that DLT does too for the extra man.
And I know they surge on attacks. I mean, defense that seems great, but I've had Boba Fett just drop. I've had like it, even though it seems great, it's still 2 out of 6 that you don't get what you want. And man, it feels real bad when Vader takes 4 damage right off the bat just from a lucky shot.
No.
That's half his health. That's a 200-point thing. So it's these red dice. They mine never seem clutch when I really need them. They seem great when it seems frivolous.
Yeah. Like when you got the 1 unit leader left for stormtroopers and like
blocking 8 shots,
and they put like 20 hits into you, and you roll 20 shields on red dice, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Listen, man, I wanted that on Vader before he died. But that didn't happen."
So everyone, if you think these guys look super amazing, and they only have 1 hit point, so they can just drop right. If you do 4 damage and I roll 4 blanks, that's 100 points gone for me, because I'll deck them out a little bit. So I think they're good. I think you just got to play them a little bit carefully. But I like how they're a Swiss Army unit. They're just so loaded with munitions that the close submachine gun long range got a rifle for you.
Yeah. So and just as a reminder for everyone, because it's been going around still, but just remember we talked about this a little bit with Luke earlier. A range ruler is a little bit under, by centimeters, under a 2 movement.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just remember that, because that is part of the rules, it is a real thing. So if something is range 1 beyond your deployment zone, you're not going to be able to get it with a range with a 2 move. Okay. But this also goes for, like I said, be smart when you're looking at Luke, when he's this is something Kingsley brought up on Notorious Scoundrels. There's different ways you can look at the battlefield, but it's just a reminder, more for myself on this, but also for all of you out there in the world. Just keep that in your mind.
Yep, no, that's good advice.
But okay, so I think we're about good. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Remember, one more time, because I was stupid in the beginning of this podcast and forgot to mention it to you guys. thefifthtrooper.com/giveaway. 4 weeks of giveaways, laser cannon, snow troopers, scouts, and a full Legion core set.
Holy cow.
For free. We'll mail it to you. Try to take a picture with it, please. That'd be great. Get us something in return. No, I'm just kidding. And you know what? Anything you could do to help with the picture, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. You do you, man. It's Christmas. Nobody cares.
No one cares about nothing.
Yeah. Bah, humbug. No, I'm just kidding, everybody. Thanks for listening again, and we will be talking to you next week about something. I'm sure we'll figure it out between now and then.
Sounds good.
Have a great week, everyone.
Stay rad.
There we go. We got him.
Join us next week for another edition of the 5th Trooper Podcast.
This has been a 5th Trooper production.